Have you ever built a report where the business says, I want to select a quarter, but I don't actually want my trend charts to only show that quarter. They want to select, say, quarter 2 of 2025, but still see the last 5 quarters leading up to it. Today, I am going to cover and build a really useful design pattern utilizing what's called a disconnected table slicer. A lot of my customers want a slicer that controls the report, but they also need certain visuals to behave differently from the rest of the page. And that's where disconnected tables really start to shine. So on screen, as you can see here, is a report that we are going to have built to utilize this functionality. So in our case, our user is going to select a year and a quarter from a slicer. As you can see on the top right, I could drill into a specific year and quarter or just a full year, either way. And every KPI, every card and table on this page is going to filter down to the exact period. So if I select 2025, it's going to do all of 2025. If I select quarter 2 of 2026, it's just going to be quarter 2 of 2026. The idea is our line charts at the bottom, instead of looking at one single data point, I want them to have like a rolling, say, 5-quarter trend that's showing on there, ending with the selected quarter. You know, as it stands right now, that's obviously not the case. And you might be wondering, why aren't we using field parameters for this? So if that's the case, it's because field parameters solve a bit of a different problem. They're more used for when you want to let users switch like dimensional values or measures that are actually going to be utilized. Things like toggling between like sales or profit, or changing a chart from a month to a quarter. But in this case, we don't want to swap fields. We want the slicer to drive some custom filtering logic. And that's exactly what a disconnected table combined with DAX measures allows us to do. Let's jump into Power BI here and see how this actually gets built out. So once again, we're back in the report I was just showing you. If I have a specific year and quarter selected, as you can see, everything in the report is filtering down to that specific year and quarter, which is totally fine. And for most of this report, but my line chart, it doesn't make sense if I'm going to look at the quarter level. I will just want my line chart to just be the current quarter I'm in and the previous 4 quarters. Right now, if I look at my data model, you're going to notice a few things here. I have this measures repository, like what I typically build in most of my reports. I have a sales table, which is my fact table. I have a date table, and I have this other table over here hanging out called a disconnected date. So the main thing to note here is I have a relationship built on my date table to my sales fact on date. And that's how the filtering works, and that's how the filtering behaves, and that's what we would typically expect from a Power BI report and how it's working as I was just showing you. But then I also have this disconnected data over here, and I'm never going to build a relationship from this to anything else. It's called a disconnected table for a reason, because it never actually gets connected via a relationship. Jump back to the report rather and see kind of what's going on. So I already showed you what it's like. If I choose a specific quarter and year, it filters down the report to that quarter and year, which is great, except for my trend lines. And I also have 2 different trend lines kind of showing here simultaneously. The main reason why is because this label on the left one doesn't really make sense. It says 1, 0, -1, -2. Why are those labels there, those markers there on those markers for that? And I just wanted to show that as a use case because this is driven off of what's called an offset. But to show you what an offset is like in this case, I just have an offset here for my quarter, and that's it. What a quarter offset is 0 is our current quarter that we're in. So if I scroll down to here, at the time of this recording, I'm currently in quarter 3 of 2026 at the time of this recording. So that is 0. And a future quarter is number 1. And the previous quarter, which is quarter 2 of 2026, is -1. And the previous one from that is quarter 1 from 2026, which is -2, so on and so forth here. And this is going to continue as long as my date table goes. And my furthest backed offset is -14. So 14 quarters previously to 2023 quarter 1. And that's important to have in my table for this to work because I'm dynamically looking up which quarter I'm in, and I'm looking back in number of quarters. In my case, I want a 5-quarter rolling. So I want to include quarter 0, -1, -2, -3, and -4 in my line chart for my offset. There's probably some other methods to accomplish it, but this is typically the method that I use. Now that we've talked about the data model, let's look at this other page I have called duplicate of slicer. All right, this is just, I made a duplicate. All right, maybe I could even call this one, I'll rename it to disconnected. So it makes a little more sense here. And on the top right, I have this slicer. Now it's going to look exactly the same as the other one from the main page that's called slicer. But on this one, I'm actually utilizing the disconnected date table. You're going to see here, I have quarter and year. All right. And also, if I look at my line charts that I have at the bottom, it's currently using a measure I have called 5-quarter trend. For the sake of example, I'm going to copy and paste one of these line charts that I have. I'm just going to put it over this bar chart for the sake of this example. And I am just going to put in here, instead of 5-quarter trend, I'm going to add in back my regular sum of sales. So currently, I have a slicer on the top right, and it is utilizing quarter and year in the hierarchy for the filter on this page. So if I look at a specific quarter like quarter 2, it's actually not going to change anything except the bottom charts. Look at the bottom charts though. Quarter 2 has quarter 2, quarter 1, quarter 4, quarter 3, quarter 2 of the respective years. It is showing 5 rolling quarters. That's exactly what I wanted. And I know that we kind of skipped a step there for a second here, but the main thing I wanted to show you is no matter what I pick in this slicer, nothing on the report is going to change that's not using a measure that's accounting for it. My top line chart's not changing and my cards are not changing. All right. They're not changing whatsoever. Right. So for the case of that example, I'm going to delete that line chart that I was just showing you. And now let's look at the actual measure that it is working in this line chart. So if I look at this measure I have called 5-quarter trend, that's what I just named it for to make sense for this video. It has a couple of variables and some conditional logic in there. The first variable is get the quarter offset. All right. So get the quarter offset that is currently selected in the disconnected table slicer. So I had this disconnected table slicer where I'm choosing a specific quarter of a specific year. What that's going to do is drill into and always grab a specific quarter's offset, 0, -1, -5, -10, whatever it is that I have in here is grabbing that specific offset. So that's what the 5-quarter trend is doing in the first variable. The second variable is just returning, hey, what quarter offset am I currently looking at right now in my regular date table? Well, in the case of the current filter context, there is none unless we look at these line charts at the bottom are not using the disconnected table slicer. They are using the year and quarter from the actual date table itself. That's where this filter context is coming from right here. What is the quarter offset for each one of the quarters that are in the line chart? That's exactly what it's looking up here. So after I've gotten that done, then after my return statement here, where I'm going to add some conditional logic that says only return a value if the current row falls within the selected quarter and the 4 quarters before it. All right. So take the current offset, do some math on it, and then we're going to be able to get that rolling 4 quarters here. Only 5 quarters rather. After I've gotten that conditional logic to only be if it is within that range of the rolling 5 quarters, then we're going to do a sum of sales where specifically the quarter offset is the offset in the current filter context. That's exactly what's happening here. So now, as you can see, it is working perfectly as intended. The only difference here, there's no special filters, nothing crazy on it. All I did was add that measure here, and now I could choose any quarter from any year, and it's going to give me a rolling 5 quarters on it. Now, if I go to the very beginning of my data set, all the way at quarter 1, 2023, obviously there's not previous quarters to measure up against because it doesn't go where I don't have data for. But even if I look at quarter 4 of 23, it's going to show the latest 4. And then anything after quarter 4 of 2023, it is going to show a rolling 5 quarters. All right. So this is perfect use case for a disconnected table slicer to be able to accomplish this type of logic. But now we run into another issue that you probably noticed so far. When I choose a specific quarter in here, my other visuals besides my line charts aren't working at all. They're not behaving whatsoever. Well, I just made a quick measure here that does, hey, just do a sum of sales where the quarter offset equals the selected quarter from the disconnected table slicer. It's able to pick that up in context. So if I choose 2026 quarter 3, then I want to have the same offset as 2026 quarter 3 as my disconnected table slicer. So now if I use this sales disconnected measure in my bar chart instead of sum of sales, now I actually have changes or values here that are actually going to change. As you can see, they are differing per quarter at a quarterly basis. because it is actually picking up that quarter value. The last thing is I have these cards over here. Of course, I can do just like that. I could use sum of sales. Instead of sum of sales, I could use sales disconnected, and it's going to give me the appropriate number of sales that I had for that specific quarter. And of course, for sum of budget, if I wanted to, I can literally just copy and paste this chart, make a new measure. I'm going to call it budget instead of sales and use the budget field instead. And I can drop that in as well. And now, no matter what quarter I picked, it's showing the appropriate quarter for all my visuals. And for my line charts at the bottom, it's showing that rolling 5-quarter trend. It's working perfectly, exactly how I expected it to work. Well, if you've enjoyed this video, make sure you check out our other videos. We have tons of great stuff on DAX and Power BI and Fabric and AI. Make sure you check out our content. Give us a like and a subscribe. Let me know in the comments if you know of any other use cases that a disconnected table slicer is better for than a field parameter. It's great to have. I would love to hear what you have to say. With all that being said, once again, my name is Nick, and it was a pleasure. Bye-bye.